Hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So with the recent announcements of Activision Collection and Rare Collection coming to Evercade, I think that opens the door for a lot of different things coming to the system. Given the fact that both companies are actually owned by Microsoft. Now Microsoft have obviously bought up a lot of different companies over the years, and one of them is actually id Software. Obviously they are the creators of Commander Keen, Quake, Doom, Wolfenstein, amongst many other games, and I think the fact that we've got Activision and then Rare both owned by Microsoft, I think it's got a huge possibility that we could finally see those games appear on Evercade in 2026. Now I don't know for sure, but I think the possibility of them landing on Evercade systems is more likely than ever. I think it's been a great acquisition of Activision and Rare, and it's quite exciting to see what we get in 2026. So let's have a look at some of the games that might appear as part of an id Software collection. So one game we could see is Commander Keen, and it does play a little bit like the Duke Nukem 1 game that we got on Evercade that Blaze done a great job in remastering and bringing to the system. Now if we got Commander Keen, they would probably have to do a similar remastered job on the system and have it natively running on all the Evercade platforms. I'm pretty sure it's possible, there's no doubt they can do it, but will they want to see this? Will they be able to get the license for it? Maybe, maybe not. It would be really nice to see. It does look a little bit like Duke Nukem, does play a little bit like that. You can see where the inspiration came for that game anyway. But this is a really cool sort of game series which would be very welcome on Evercade. Whether we see this as part of a collection or on its own entirely, I'm not entirely sure. But it still would be nice to see it on Evercade platforms. So if there was a game I could handpick to come to Evercade, Wolfenstein 3D would be right up there. I remember playing this probably in high school in the early 90s when one of our sort of class teachers had a PC and we managed to actually get a shot of this, and we were blown away. We thought it was fantastic stuff. Obviously I never had a PC at that particular point, so getting to play this was a massive honour and we absolutely loved it. Super addictive and very, very different to anything else at that time. Perhaps I think the first sort of first-person shooter of its type at that time. It certainly opened a lot of doors for brand new style games such as Doom, which came after this, and this was brilliant stuff. I really, really enjoyed playing this. I think I actually owned the Game Boy Advance version, but I think realistically it would be good to have the DOS version and this game perhaps running natively on Evercade as well, which would be fantastic. Will we see this? I'm not entirely sure. I hope so, fingers crossed. As I said, I think it's more likely than ever that we could see these games on Evercade at some point next year. So obviously it goes without saying, if we got id Software on Evercade, you would have to have Doom or some sort of Doom collection on Evercade. I think if this happened, this would be probably the first collection you would see, Doom and Ultimate Doom. And again, just like Wolfenstein 3D, if we got that, we would probably have to have the DOS versions and running natively on Evercade. I don't really know what other versions we could possibly get due to some licensing problem with the sort of PlayStation version, which I had, and I thought it was fantastic. But if we got a version, realistically, we want to have these running natively on the Evercade systems for sure. And yeah, we have played this on practically every system you can think of. I first actually played this on the Sega 32X, which probably wasn't the best version, but I played that non-stop, and it was only 16 levels, but we played it a lot, and it was fantastic. And yeah, again, I played lots of different versions over the years, and I've probably bought it in many different systems multiple times, and I would buy it again if it came to Evercade. This would be a must-have. Surely it's more likely than ever that we could see this next year. So perhaps less likely than some of the other games that we've included in this video, this is Quake. Due to the fact this is probably a little bit trickier to emulate, and it would be a tougher job to run on all the Evercade platforms, but you never know, we could see this. It would be really nice. This was a very good game, certainly very challenging, probably a lot more challenging than Doom and Wolfenstein, if I'm being honest. And we have seen this in many platforms and even remastered versions very recently. I would still love to see it though, but I'm not sure which version they would choose. This is the N64 version we're running in this video, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure this would be the most likely of all the games to see. Now guys, let me know what your thoughts. Could we see id Software Collection in 2026? I think it could very well happen. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.